Welcome back to the Clapped Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel, aka Kunst, on my YouTube channel. I will begin. I will try to publish more. I think it's like a month or two since I last published anything. I checked. It's 4 months. Might be more. My bad. I'm sorry for my dedicated followers. That's equal to about one, which is me. Uh, but we'll see. I will probably do better. We'll see. Um, Today I got an amazing show or podcast or an episode or whatever, and yeah, I have not really last episode. I will be honest. I did record it like 3 times, and that's because the first time it messed up. I think I didn't even record part of it. Someone called me mid recording, so it popped on my phone, just messed up the whole recording. And the second time I tried, the video got bad. It looked awful. I just couldn't publish it. I didn't want to because I wanted to have some nice video. You can't blame me because I want to make it look nice and professional, even though it's like my first time. And if you look around on YouTube and shit, you will see people say like, "Oh, you don't need nice setup. You just need to start recording." But I want to make it look nice. There's a lot of competition out there right now, so it's hard to actually, compete and start to build a following without when people are out there with good mics and good cameras and a whole production for their show. Like the Always Sunny podcast, they have great production. They got many good cameras and great microphones. This one and Joe Rogan, he's been doing it for a long time. Hard production, TMG. There's a lot of podcasts now with really high production, so there's, I would say, some competition to a degree, but not that much too as well. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I did record a few times the last one, so it kind of became like a common. I just knew what to say because I'd already said it twice when I recorded the last episode. And but this time I'm going without anything. I have nothing. I have some ideas and plans for what I'm going to talk about, but I did not go through this episode 2 times before. So we'll see how I do going all solo. It's currently a Sunday. It's supposed to be a nice weather. I'm going to go outside later today, both for a walk and my weekly call with my grandmother, which I always do. I go out for a walk for an hour and then talk on the phone while I do it because I hate to just sit around and talk in the phone. The same with everything else. I struggle with just sitting down and do nothing. I like to be productive to some degrees, so going out for a walk, like moving my body while I'm doing something, is just amazing. It's the best. I prefer I need to do stuff. I can't sit and rest too much. So yeah. This week has been a lot of rain in Denmark. Not the best. I don't love it, but it is what it is. I have luckily been able to not get too soaked from the rain. I did get pretty... I don't want to make it sound bad, because if I didn't get too wet, but I didn't get too wet, luckily. But a little bit. I got a little bit wet. So, yeah, that's the rain. I don't like the rain. I don't know. Do people like bad weather? Or I guess if you farm and stuff, it's smart because it's free water. You don't have to. It's nice for the plants. They love the rain, but I would prefer it if the weather only if it only rained during the night or when people sleep, so nobody's really bothered by it, except for those who are out partying to like 5 or 4 in the middle of the night and then needs to go home and then it's rain. I understand that might be annoying, but that's your fault for going out so late. No, I don't know. It is what it is. We can't do anything about rain, really. Just gotta dress for the weather, I guess. But it's still annoying because sometimes you put on clothes, you check, and it's like, oh, it's going to be great weather, but it's going to rain for like 2 hours just in the middle of the good weather. So then you're like, oh my. So I need to put on. So can I wear just normal clothes, or do I have to bring a rain jacket and rain pants and all that kind of stuff? Because there's a lot of stuff you have to bring if it's rain, and then you kind of have to walk around in rain boots and raincoat and all the rain stuff, just because it's going to rain for 2 hours. So you can't wear normal clothes for the whole day because it's going to rain for a certain part of the day. It's annoying, but especially if you are traveling by bike like me, or just if you don't have a car where you can keep your stuff. If you are going out without a place to put your stuff, it can be quite a hassle. But it is what it is, and I will stop talking about the weather for now, at least. Okay. On Monday, I was bored during lunch, so I went out to the Apple Store. Whoa. Or no, it's not even an Apple Store. It's Apple Authorized Reseller. You know, those kind of stores. Kind of wannabe Apple Store. They base their whole store around selling Apple products. They say they have like the setup as an Apple Store and stuff, but they are not the official Apple Store. They don't have the Apple geniuses I know they have in the US and shit. And I realized really quickly that the staff are extremely incompetent, or I'm just really nerdy about which I am. That's true. I am super duper nerdy about Apple products, so I know a lot. But I got a bit disappointed when I went there. I just wanted to check out the Apple Watch Ultra because I thought it was a cool watch. I wanted to see how it looked, and I also wanted to check out the band to see what kind of size fits me if I were to potentially buy this watch, because it's really nice. It's Apple have been really good at selling the watch, I think, and there's a lot of good reviews around it. So, but anyways, I went to the Apple Store, Apple Authorized Reseller Store. I'm sorry, and the guy approached me and asked me, "Hey, what do you want? Do you want some help?" It did not talk like that, but yeah. And I said, sure. I was already wearing the Apple Watch Ultra, just testing it on the testing table, you know. And I asked, what size is this band? And I think it might be some language barrier because of the Norwegian and the Danish. It's kind of like a bit like scuffed, but I think he should have understood. I said, what size is this band? And I think first thought it was a question about what kind of sizes you could get the band in. And this is where I already started to understand that this guy didn't know anything about the new watch. Because he said, oh, there's 2 sizes in this band. Which there isn't. It was the Alpine Loop. It's I know there's a small, medium, and a large size. And he said, no, it's just two sizes. And I also told him, like, okay, no, it's three, you know. And he was like, no, 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 there's two. So, which is annoying. I know you shouldn't like start to argue and say, oh, you're wrong. It's a bad thing. I read in the How to Win Friends and Influence People book. It's a pretty good book. Highly recommended. But he said that, and he said there was a small medium size and a medium large size, and that's the trial loop, which is something that I was not testing. I also asked if they had that one, and they said, of course, no. It's sold out absolutely everywhere. Nobody have them. There's a long wait list for them, and he also told me that you couldn't use other Apple bands with the Ultra. So I was like, whoa, bro. I said, no, you can use those. And he was like, no, you can't use those. When there's like common knowledge that you can use the 45, 44 millimeters with the 49 inch Apple Watch screen Ultra. But he was like, no, you can only use the 3 Apple Watch Ultra bands. It annoyed me. Especially, it's not the first time I go to a store and the people selling their products don't really know anything about the products. They kind of just spill out bullshit and say stuff. They talk about stuff like they know it with all the confidence and stuff. There might be a selling technique or something I don't know about. I've never worked in a retail store selling technology. I wish. I think it would be fun because something that they don't have, but I have. I have a lot of knowledge around new technology and stuff. I found it to be really fun, but they sound like they don't know anything about it. So it's, yeah, I go in, expect them to know stuff. I already know stuff from before, but I want to like know if they have the products, what sizes they have on the display, and know what kind of stuff, you know, and they don't know stuff. I also once heard a guy selling, like, there was some grandma or grandpa or something. An older person was going to buy a Christmas present for their son. And the guy, they were looking at the Xbox One, I think. There was quite some time, 2 years back when it released and stuff. Oh no, the Xbox One S, I think, or something. And there was like a bundle with Battlefield, what was it, 1? Yeah, I think it was Battlefield 1, which was kind of a flop. Nobody really liked it that much. I think it was one of the newer Battlefield, but the bad ones that nobody liked or played, or at least barely. And he was like, "Oh, this one is great. It's included with the game that everybody plays. It's like the best game of the year and shit." I was like, "What? You're spilling this bullshit." I feel bad. I feel like a lot of like retailers lie, especially to older people that really don't know stuff. They go there to get the help they need and like be told the truth about the products and get the best recommendation, but instead they kind of just get ripped off most of the times. And it also happens with my grandparents. They often buy stuff kind of being misleaded by the sellers, which is, I personally hate it. I don't like that kind of way of selling stuff. I wish I could sell stuff. It might be a different situation if I were in the seller's shoes trying to sell stuff. I don't know what kind of deals there are in the retailers in Norway, but I dislike it, and I also dislike that they don't know stuff. It might be unprofessional to like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't actually know it, and I can check it out for you." It might be unprofessional, but I feel like it would be better with some transparency between the buyer and the seller at the store. But some people just like to, I guess, be lied to and think that they get to know the truth, even though they are technically spilling bullshit. But sure thing. If that's how you want to uh, be treated at a store, it's your thing, I guess. Sure, but I dislike it. It annoyed me to a degree, to a high degree, enough for me to rant about it now for, I guess, 7-8 minutes or something. But it's something. It happened. It was fun. Not. And yeah. Yesterday, no, not yesterday. Yesterday I did nothing. I was just home chilling. I started to watch Malcolm in the Middle. Fun show. It's nice to see our man Bryan Cranston in just anything really. After Breaking Bad, it's just I love to see him and stuff, and he's great in that. Oh, I'm sorry. In that show, it's fun. I'm still unsure about who the show is for. If it's children or adults or kind of in between. I think it's kind of like a hybrid for a lot of people. There's a 12 plus rating on it on Netflix at least. No, on Disney. But it's fun, I think. Lately I haven't really watched stuff. I just sit and watch YouTube and listen to podcasts. So yeah, it's nice to watch something at least. But I kind of fallen off the whole movie watching stuff, which is kind of weird because I love movies. I watch movies all the time. I think I have like 1,100 something like that movies watched on my Letterboxd, which is a lot. I personally think it might be not that much, but I'm just 20 years old, and having watched that many movies in that short of time, that's movies I watched. Like, that's movies. It doesn't count the amount of movies I watched multiple times, I think. Which is even more. And I also watch TV shows besides the movies. So I watch a lot of media. Almost too much. But it's fun. It's art, okay? And it's entertainment. And it's kind of what you do. That's what everybody do. We just consume media in different kind of formats. In music, in TV, in movies, in, I don't know, social media. Kind of consume people's fake posts on Instagram and stuff. Like, oh my god, look at my beautiful holiday house. Today we are going to look at my perfect pool, which I have never used, but it's there because, you know, you need a pool, right? Everybody needs a pool because that's a prestige thing, I guess. Sure, pool are fun, but I don't know. There's people that don't use the pool. Should I just go into pools and how there's so many who buys a pool without really using it? Yeah. I think I would like. If I had a pool, I would probably use it. But I would like a long pool because then I could swim back and forth. But sometimes most like private pools are kind of just small, so the distance between the like on the longest distance is pretty short. So you have to turn around like all the time, which kind of ruins the whole flow of swimming like as a workout. So it would be nice to like have a long pool. It doesn't have to be wide, just like, I don't know, 3 meter in the wideness and like super long in the longness. But then you would have to, it would be pretty inconvenient, like building it. I understand that because of the sizing and stuff. But I think that would be more useful than having just a 4 by something, or just like a small pool. You don't really. The only thing you do in that kind of pools are kind of just sit there and chill. You just dip down sometimes just to bathe, I guess. If you have kids, they play in it and stuff. But if you don't, you kind of just have it. It's more just an inconvenience, mostly. But I guess you get to be in a pool without being bothered by strangers and stuff. It's a status symbol. But sure, but you don't really need a pool unless you know you're going to use it for pool type activities, if that's your thing. But most people don't use a pool. Yeah, I feel like pools are just for partying and fucking around and playing and stuff. So, what's the point? I guess, sure. If you want a pool, just buy the fucking pool, okay? I'm not here to judge you, but you don't need a pool. Most likely, you will never use it. All the rappers sing about it, you know? Like Kendrick Lamar saying, Kendrick and The Weeknd, Abel, singing about how they have 0 edge pools that they never swim in. Kanye buying houses he never even live in. I'm now spitting bars because I do be chillin'. It's fucking so stupid. But yeah. Waste of money. But hey, if you have it, you have it, and if you enjoy it, just having it, be my guest. I'm not judging. I shouldn't judge. I am extremely bad with money as well, so yeah, I would probably do something like that if I had that amount of money. Probably not. It depends. I would buy the long pool, you know? I want the long pool, which I can swim in. So I don't have to go to the fucking ocean if I want to, like, swim long distance. And I also don't have to subscribe to, like, a public pool subscription, which I have to walk a super long distance to use. And there's probably a lot of people and stuff, and it's a big expense for the month and stuff. Then it would be nice. But having just a normal pool, it's like, why? Especially if in Scandinavia, you really don't need a pool. You can buy like those pools that you build outside. Sure, they might be convenient because you can take it down. But because of the long winters in Scandinavia, we have long summers and winters is kind of split. But you can't really use it half the time unless it's inside. An inside pool would be cool. But still, there's a lot of expensive. You have to clean the pool all the time. So you have to pay a guy to do it. And there's probably like electricity going through with the motors and the cleaning and the chloride. And I'm just getting tired talking about the pools. So, fuck the pools. Them motherfucking pools. What can you do? They're just there, you know? Everybody have them. Everybody wants them. Fuck it. Fuck them. Yeah. Okay. Tesla announced a new robot. Beep boop. They didn't announce it. They showed it off, I guess, during their AI event. AI Day event that they had. They showed off one of their robots, or two of them. The one that walked kind of like slow and did like a, hey yo, look at me yo, I'm a robot. I was made in like 8 months, bitch. It looked cool. It's nice. It's impressive to actually see what they have managed to do in such a short time period. People are comparing it to fucking Boston Dynamic robots, which is technically pre-programmed robots that kind of like they do like a lot of, I don't know. Okay, first of all, disclaimer. I don't know anything about how people make robots and how the AI is being used. This is just my quick oversight of the whole everything, okay? But so how I understand it, at least, I know Boston Dynamic, most likely, they pre-program how, like, the cool videos of the guy doing parkour and shit is pre-programmed. So they kind of just do it multiple times till it kind of just does it automatically, you know? It's just like an electronic like animatronic, just without like being connected to something. Just it's controlled by something. But the Tesla robots kind of do their own thing. They do what they want because of they learn it. They walk because they have learned to walk, not because someone is telling them, "Oh, okay, walk." It's not like a fucking RC car or a dog robot toy that you can buy at Toys R Us or whatever the fuck. It learns to do shit, which is cool. It's funny how Elon Musk was the one talking about how AI is scary and we should be careful, and now is on the forefront, not just making AIs but also making a humanoid robot body, which makes it look like us, kind of having our kind of arms. It has fingers which it can move, so it can pick up a fucking watering can and boxes and shit. Which I don't know. I wonder what happens with the economy when everything is automated by humanoid robots. What will happen with people and jobs? How will money be shared? There's probably solutions. I have not gotten into that kind of stuff. But it's an interesting thought. We are getting closer to the Wall-E life. I guess. Especially with we are actually really getting close to the Wall-E life. The Wall-E life I'm talking about is on the ship, not the planet. Sure, we might be closer to the whole planet thing as well, but people are ordering food online, getting it delivered. I know there are probably drones now, even, which deliver food. People just order food on their phone, that get it delivered. People do less stuff. Everything is being automated now. On the store, there's more and more like self-checkout and stuff. Which, I love the self-checkout. It's the best thing, because I often go to the store multiple times. And I hate if I like, oh shit, man, I forgot the fucking toilet paper. So now I have to go back like 15 minutes after I just was at the store, and then I have to meet the same person like, hi, it's me again. 15 minutes later, I'm here to buy more shit. I don't like it. So it's nice that self-checkout, because then I can kind of feel like I'm unnoticed. People don't know that I'm going multiple times, and people don't know I buy stuff. It was one period in my life where I always went to the same store almost every day and bought fucking protein bar and energy drink. And it's the worst when I would go like on a Monday to the store, buy the protein bar and an energy drink, and then the next day I'm buying fucking the same shit and it's the same person, and you're just sitting there like, I was here yesterday buying that. And then the next day again, I'm like, I have been here 2 days now, bought the same stuff. I'm becoming really predictable to this salesperson. I don't know. I don't like it. So it's nice with the self-checkout, but people are losing kind of jobs. But at the same time, having like automated everything would be nice for people being able to express themselves creatively without having to be worried about working at the same time, having to make money doing something else, so people can concentrate more on making art and music and entertainment and expressing themselves however they want without having to have the burden of having to work as well with something they don't even enjoy. I can't see how, or people might enjoy it, but like just standing there packaging packages for a whole day, doing the same shit every single fucking day for years on years on years. I don't know. People aren't really able to like put the time in, but some people might enjoy it, and some people have good from doing that. I have done a lot of that kind of stuff, that kind of jobs where you kind of just do the same thing. I have made pizzas, for example. You just make pizzas on and on a day. Every day, you just make a pizza. You make just not one, but you make multiple of pizzas. You make multiple pizzas, okay? And every day, you make the same fucking pizzas all the time. You just do that for months. I don't know. Yeah. You're not really like doing crazy creative stuff. Unless you are like a master chef making like interesting meals, testing different tastes and stuff. That's a totally different thing, right? Because you're expressing yourself with the tastes. You are trying new stuff. You are sharing your recipes and your mastery at the kitchen with people. But like making a fucking Burger King Whopper 20, 50 times a day, every single day, every week, all the time. Well, what kind of creative stuff are you making out of that? What are you expressing yourself every time you're making that Whopper? I don't think so. I don't think that it. Yeah, I don't know. So it's nice to a degree that we get things optimized, but people will lose a job, and it's a big mess, the whole thing. But yeah, it's cool though what Tesla has done, which was the first thing I was talking about. Then I just jumped on a whole speech about jobs and stuff, and creativity. But yeah, the robot is cool. I think it's pretty impressive if you think about the amount of time they worked at it. I just realized I'm wearing the Tesla cap. Which, yeah, sure. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool with the short amount of time they had on working with it. And I can't wait to see what they do in just even a year. I think there will be big improvements to this robot. And it's made also for it, like for production and stuff. It's made for this specific thing. So you won't see the fucking Tesla robot doing fucking parkour like the Boston Dynamic one. It's not necessary. Like, okay, you have this fancy smancy Tesla robot walking around in your house, doing your food making, watering the plants, moving boxes, taking the trash and stuff. So, okay. So you really need it to be like the Boston Dynamic robots? You want the fucking robot fucking doing parkour? Oh, shit, I need to fucking take the trash. And then the fucking robot sprints to the fucking kitchen and to the bathroom, jumps up on the walls and stuff, and over the couch and under the fucking table, like slides and stuff. Just picking up all the trash bags, put it on his back, and just jump fucking through the top window of the house, roll down the roof, down on the fucking ground, bah! Throws the trash into the bin, like super smoothly, doing like super fast-paced parkour stuff. Do you need that? No, you do not. I need to fucking water the plants and shit. Boom! It just runs to the sink, fills up like 5 buckets of water, and just sprints around the house, just watering shit super quickly. Nah, it's okay if it just walks normally. We don't need a fucking parkour Tesla robot, okay? No need for it. Why? We don't even need a robot doing parkour. It's cool, but what's the functionality? Right? I can't at the moment think of anything that might be usable having a fucking parkour robot. When is that necessary? Maybe war, But then you just have a fucking jumping around killer robot. Robot. No, we don't need a parkour robot. We need it to do normal shit and just be able to do it. And do it without failure, without difficulty, without hindering others and being a fucking pain in the ass. That's what we need, right? So, I think it's great what they're doing. It's doing what it should be. It's not, or it's on the way of doing what it should be, at least. So that's fucking great. So can we just not be a fucking hater for like a second and just value and enjoy what they have made in that kind of short period? Can we do that for like fucking once? All we do is just complain. We do something big and we just go straight to, oh, fucking shit, somebody did it better. Oh my fucking god, it's so bad. They are working so slow. We need to, I don't know. At the same time, I'm probably one of those kind of guys who does the same stuff. I complain about, but I'm a bit biased, I guess, for Tesla. Cap says it's all, but yeah, I think it's cool for what it is. It's nice that people are doing stuff like that, as well as virtual reality and the whole movement. It's kind of the same like I talked about last week about the NVIDIA 4090. It's cool that people are doing this kind of stuff. We are evolving slowly but surely, more and more. So that's nice. And I think that's why people, for example, like Elon Musk and stuff, because he's kind of pushing the forefront of evolution in technology and like expanding our possibilities as humans, and especially in such a short time frame, which I think is great. We want shit to happen kind of now, at the same time as we want stuff to happen in the future as well. But it's more fun to have stuff happen while we are able to watch it with our own eyes as well, and not be like, okay, I'm dead now. Oh, it's so nice that in 20 years people will be able to just think about art and stuff and never work. But I had to work my whole life. I don't know. It might be some egocentric thought process around that, but it's nice to have stuff happen now as well, so I can witness it myself. I can't wait to see people on Mars. That would be fun. I have thought about going to Mars myself, but it's a hard discussion, like in your own head. Like, are you going to go to Mars? Should you do it? Because if you're, it would be super cool to be the first, at least one of the first people on Mars, and be one of the I don't know what you call it, like co-founders, like one of the first people who started colonizing Mars. You are going to then be a part of building the main structure of society on a new planet, which is amazing, but the fucking risk is super bad. Most likely it's going to be hell. It's going to be a shitty weather. You're not going to have fun. It's not a fun trip. You're going to work all the time for hours. The climate is totally different. If something goes bad on Earth, you are stuck there. You might end up dying there if there's not enough supply, because you're not getting stuff from Earth because something bad happened, a nuclear war or whatever. So there's a lot of risk, but at the same time, now you're at Mars, no worries, you can chill. But yeah, I probably wouldn't go to Mars in the beginning. I would go to Mars when it's a bit ready, I think. But we'll see what I end up doing in the future. I still have, hopefully, many years left. But you can't predict the future. That's kind of a part of the future, is you can't really foresee it. Everything can happen. You never really know what's going to all of a sudden happen. For example, just like fucking COVID. Nobody saw fucking Corona walk into the room. Where the fuck did you come from? Who invited you? Nobody. Who knew that you were coming? Nobody knew it. It's like having a stranger just walk right into the party. Where the fuck did you come from? Who are you? And why the fuck are you killing all of us? Like, what? Nobody saw it coming. All of a sudden there's a fucking pandemic. Everybody's working from home. People are dying in the street. What the fuck? And the war in Ukraine with Russia, people were like, oh, it's probably not going to happen. It's not happening. And then all of a sudden, Ukraine is invaded by Russia. You don't know. That's the future. That's kind of the big deal with the future. We can't know. We can probably have an idea, like, okay, that kind of stuff happened in the past. It might happen now. We're seeing like a common rhythm. We see a pattern. Okay, this might end up like that because it already happened just like that before. But we don't know. We can't really know. We never know. Everything might be super fine. We all of a sudden live in utopia. And then, bang! Everybody dies. The fucking Black Plague is back. People are dying again. It's awful. We can't find a fucking cure. It's chaos. All of a sudden, you don't know. You don't know. It's simple. It's sad. But you don't know. And some people might enjoy that. I don't. It would be nice to know. But we don't know. Yeah. I think that's a fucking awfully depressing way to end the episode. I don't know what kind of light stuff I can follow that up with. I'm not going to follow that up with. You know what? Okay, fuck. I can talk about what I did at school this week. We have a fucking dinner conversation. Home from school. Oh, so what did you do today, Daniel, at school? Well, okay. This week, we started with site mapping. We mapped our site where we are going to build a school. I guess that's interesting. It was kind of cool to see the place. The sad part is when we work with a project at school, it never actually becomes like a building. It's not going to actually be something we build in real life. You kind of just imagine it. It's like building a house in Minecraft. It's not really there, but you kind of do it. You do all the stuff like doing it. It's like augmented reality kind of stuff. You imagine that's how it's going to be a building and stuff. Well, it was cool seeing the site map. I mapped the future scenarios of the area, like where there's going to be flooding and stuff in 100 years. So now I know where there's going to be flooding from rain and sea level increase. That's interesting, I guess. Which is it's again future. It's bad. Their sea level is rising, so we will have flooding around the world in just a few years, which is bad. But yeah, okay, it's just getting more and more depressing. So I think I will end on that depressing note. Thank you so much for listening and watching the Clapped Podcast second episode with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, I got a Twitter now, and I'm also going to link my official channel now, and I will still work on the making Spotify versions and Apple Music, Apple Podcast, and stuff. So yeah, have a nice day, have a nice life, have a nice week, have a nice everything. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.